Right, so here we have the Exceed ARPRO or ARPRO P1 Deep V racing boat. A mouthful to be certain. Here's what it comes with standard out of the box, which I purchased from Nitro RCX, a rather handsome looking hull to be honest with you. And over here you have an instruction booklet, which is basically gibberish and pictograms. It's like an IKEA booklet with useless gibberish. It comes with two props, a hex key tool, an antenna, and a rather useful tape which goes around the electronics section of the hull, which you can see right here, in order to form a seal to keep the water out in event of capsization or other unfortunate incident. On the website, when you purchase the boat, they do not make it clear that it comes with a servo. This particular unit does come with a servo. I actually did not purchase a servo separate, even though it says it does not come with a servo, because in the reviews, several people stated that it does come with a servo. So, typical Chinese mumbo-jumbo gibberish that you can't trust either the instruction booklet nor the website description, but we all come to expect that, so we're not going to dwell on it. Now, what it does not come with is a battery or a receiver. And as typical fashion, I always install the FlySky GT3B receiver in the unit, rather small, just tuck it away into the side there. It does come with a 50 amp electronic speed control, marine, water cooled, all that wonderful stuff, as well as a 3650 size 1520 kilovolt motor, which is indeed also water cooled, ducted out to the side. A very nice setup. Shaft driven, which is a firm shaft and not a flexible one, which I know nothing about, but I've been told that the flexible is a preferable drive unit for these. But the cost, it just $130 is phenomenal compared to the other units. Could not pass it up for having a first boat. Now, what we see here is we see where the battery sits. The battery sits upon this wooden and foam-lined tray here and is held down via these reusable, adjustable zip tie units. If you also notice, however, now I'm going to turn you upside down here, that the electronic speed control as well as the receiver also sit upon the same exact type of unit. Now what this tells me is that if I relocate the electronic speed control on the receiver to say back further or tucked in back here, then that's going to allow me to fit a balanced 2 sets of LiPo batteries in this unit. So that if I get an upgraded speed controller, then I can run 6S, 4S, whatever combination that you feel like running in series or in parallel, depending on whether you want longer runtime or more voltage. The one thing that you will have to do, though, is you will have to adjust and replace the water tubing in it, for it is cut specifically to be in the location that it resides right now. Now, when you get the boat, it does not come with the prop installed on it, and they do not include the hex driver that you need in order to remove the nut that holds it on. And so that's one missing tool, but it's a fairly common tool. I use the regular little 4-way that comes with any of the other kit-built RC cars, trucks. But if you don't own another car, then you will need some type of nut driver in order to install the prop. The other thing that it does not come installed with is the rudder, which is a nice firm aluminum mounted unit here that installs via the hex key, which holds it on right above the fin down here. And then this arm goes through here, and there's a grub screw. The grub screw goes right through here and is adjustable. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 holes which it can be adjusted through. which mounts this arm to the servo, which is what turns the rudder left and right. Now, the other thing that I should note is that the electronic speed control does not come with a good battery connector. It comes with a Dean's. Now, I know that's going to make a lot of people angry, but I do not like the Dean's connectors. As you can see, I have large hands. Large hands, Dean connectors, do not mesh. So I took the liberty to install the Traxxas controller. The battery I purchased for this, the 3000 milliamp 3S Sky LiPo, does come with those silly bullet connectors installed on it. And that too has already been replaced with Traxxas connectors. So, this is what the boat looks like. Oh, one more note before we leave. Look at this chap sitting here in the hull. Does he remind you of anybody? I think that a white helmet with a blue visor would make him much more handsome indeed, don't you? Stay tuned for the next video. We'll actually take it out upon the lake and watch it run. Bone stock, 3S 300 milliamp LiPo, 50 amp ESC, 1520 kilovolt 3650 motor. Ta-ta!
Right. Now, the first thing I can tell you when driving this particular boat is that the video looks deceiving. What looks fast is actually quite slow. And I mean really slow. All the videos that I saw on YouTube made me think that the boat was fast. It looked fast, but in reality it's slow. At wide open throttle, it somewhat steers okay. At low throttle, it hardly steers at all. At medium throttle, it steers fairly well. What this tells me is that although the motor was a 3650 size motor, which should give it plenty of power to go through the water, it isn't exactly enough kilovolts at 1520. The 3S LiPo should have been enough to power this boat a lot faster. At least I think that it should, even though that it didn't. So I'm either going to have to replace the 1520 kilovolt motor with a higher RPM motor, or replace the ESC and add another 3S battery to it in order to give it 6S in a lot more voltage for that very low kilovolt motor. I don't know, seeing as how this is my first aquacraft, which is the way to go with it. So I'm very open to suggestions on this. And it's time to experiment, as this is just the very beginning of very abnormally warm weather here in March. So I'll let you get back to viewing the video of the boat. Now, I'm not disappointed in it per se, just a little puzzled. I thought that it would be faster. It looks fast, but it feels slow, just like when you're out on the track. What looks fast is slow. What looks slow is fast. This looks fast. Therefore, it's slow. Good evening.